What's up, everybody? This is Bree from Young, Saved, and Free, and I'm back with this week's devotional, and it's entitled, It's Time to Grow. And I'm so excited to get this out to y'all. Y'all have no idea the struggle of trying to get this video done. It's 9:06 Thursday morning, and it's not done yet. So, it'll be up. I promise. It will definitely be up today. So, for a while, God has really been dealing with me, the idea of being planted. And so I think it was in Discomfort and Healing, I mentioned being planted. It's a couple of posts that I made, where I've mentioned being planted. I know I've mentioned it on my Instagram, but God's really been dealing with me regarding that. And so the other day, was not the other day. Y'all know when we say the other day, it could be any time between yesterday and the day that I was born. But it was not the other day. It was last Wednesday after Bible study. I was on my way home, and God said to me, growth is loving someone with the love of God even when they mistreated you. And when he said that, I was like, God, you tripping. I ain't finna do that. Like, no. Like, you, nope, I don't need her. I don't need nobody but you. And I'm being for real, y'all. I really did say that. But I don't know. I was driving home. I'm like, oh, Brianna, you tripping. Like, you tripping for real. Like, God ain't tripping. It's you. And so, he brought me back to the story of Joseph again. And if you remember last week, I was writing about how Joseph was supposed to, what did I write about? Like, how Joseph wasn't expecting for his story to go the way that it did, right? So this week we're gonna be talking about growing, right? Cool. So it's gonna be mainly coming from Genesis 39, and just skimming. When I was skimming over the chapter, even when I hadn't really read it for real yet, I kept seeing like Joseph had this because God had favor with him, and Joseph had favor because God was with him, and this that happened because God was with him, and God was with him here, and God was with him there. And I'm like, okay, I get it. God was with him, okay? Like, I get it. You told me the first time. And so, even when I was reading it, even though I was being a little facetious, I kept thinking, and I was like, this kind of reminded me of the 23rd Psalm. So I don't know about y'all, but I grew up in a household where even though it was a Christian household, but not like in a sense that, yeah, we went to church every Sunday, but I wasn't taught a lot about having a relationship with God. And so, but the one thing my mama did do, she made sure me and my sister knew the 23rd Psalm and the Lord's Prayer. Like, we said them every single day. And so, of course, we all know there's the part that was the Lord. Well, no, I'm about to start from the beginning. No, there's a part. There's a part in there that says, "I shall fear no evil, because God is with me." Right? And so I was like, well, maybe that's why Joseph wasn't afraid, because never in this whole story of Joseph is it mentioned that he was afraid at any point in time. When his brother sold him to slavery, when they took his coat, when they were attacking him, when he was being lied on, it never mentions that he was afraid, right? And I'm like, okay, God. So we get to the text, and it's Genesis. I'm sorry, I got my phone because I think something was going on in my video when I switched to other apps. And let's see if I can get my phone open. But so we're gonna go to Genesis 39, 11 through 20. And another thing, like, I guess when I was reading it and I was thinking about the 23rd Psalm, I took that scripture so lightly because it had been drilled into my head since I was a kid that, God chose to be with Joseph. He didn't have to do that. He didn't have to do anything. He'd already done enough. Like, we always say that, God, if you don't do nothing else, you've already done enough. Well, what if God decided not to be with Joseph in this time? Like, what if Joseph probably would have went bat crazy, okay? But I'm going to go ahead and get into this text. This good text here. So in Genesis 39, 11 through 20, you can see where Joseph has been working for the master, and the master's wife tries him up like she ain't married. Like, girl, you trifling. Like, what is wrong with you? And so Joseph was like, nah, bro, I I don't really roll like that. Get away from me. I don't want you. And then this girl was lying. Like, what you lying for? Do you really think it was that serious? Well, like, what you lying for? For what? And so, Joseph it was crazy because the master put Joseph in jail, and it was like, bro, how you put me in jail, and I've been doing right by you. I've been doing everything you asked me to. I've been working for you. I've been doing everything, but because she lying, you gonna put me in jail? Like, if I was gonna bang your wife, I would have been did your wife. Like, but I didn't. I've been working for you. Why would I wait this long? Like, if I knew I was gonna end up in jail, why would I wait this long for? But I just got out of slavery. What do I want to go to jail for? Like, but. And it's like, it's crazy because it didn't matter to the master whatever else Joseph had done. It didn't matter that Joseph had been doing everything right. It didn't matter because somebody else said something. Joseph was now in jail. And I know, I can only imagine what Joseph felt like. I can only imagine. Like, I've been in a situation similar to that, but I haven't been actually thrown in jail because of something somebody else did. But I know what it feels like to have someone choose someone else over you because of a lie that was told. And so, you know, I have compassion for Joseph throughout this whole story, but that part specifically, it really did something to me. And I believe that's why God made me make this video, because it was like, or made me read this post or write this post the way that I did, because it's something that I'm dealing with right now. And I said, okay, all right, God, I'm going to keep reading and see where you're going with this. And so if you go to Genesis 41, 9 through 15, Joseph comes in contact with the Pharaoh, excuse me. And I'm not really sure if the Pharaoh and the master are the same person, like, because, well, let's see. Yeah, both versions of the Bible I used the version of the Bible I used for both scriptures was the New King James Version. And there wasn't any kind of distinction between the two. But I don't know. I don't know if they're the same person. I don't know if they are or if they're not. So I don't know everything. So y'all just bear with me. Sometimes I'll be talking, be trying to figure it out, and I don't really know. But if y'all know, let me know. But either way, even if they're not the same person, I'm pretty sure the Pharaoh knew that the master threw Joseph in jail. Because, you know, people talk. There's some people talking. Like, man, you heard that the master's wife was trying to get at this dude, and now the master's put him in jail. And, like, hey, can you believe that? Like, because people are people, and now the Pharaoh needs Joseph. If Joseph was just in his flesh, he would have been like, you let him throw me in jail, and you know what kind of work I do. You know, like, you know. And you still let him do it because of her. And I know this ain't the first time she done tried somebody. And I know y'all know that she trifling. And you still let him put me in jail. Like, who gonna check this man about his wife, bro? Like, you need me to do something for you? Like, why you ain't do something for me? Like, Joseph could have easily been like that, for real. Like, for real. But he didn't. And because he's a man of God, and Pharaoh better be glad he's a man of God, because he could have easily been like that. But because Joseph is a man of God, the glory of God came out, right? My stomach is growling because I ain't ate nothing all morning. Oh, Jesus. I hope y'all can't hear that. And so, it was just crazy to me. Like, you knew his story, and you still ain't do nothing, and you let him sit in jail. Like, for real. Just gonna let that man sit in jail. I'm sorry, y'all. I just burped. But I've been, there was a scripture that came to mind. And I have been watching Ty Tribbett preach for the last few days. Like, I've just been on this Ty Tribbett kick. I don't really know what's going on. Ty, hit me up. We can do some work. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, put me on. Nah, I'm playing, y'all. But he has a sermon, I think it's on, I don't know what channel it was on, but I'm going to link it below because I watch it like every day. And I think it's called It's Time to Move. And there was a part where he mentions, was it It's Time to Move? I don't know. I'm going to figure out which sermon it is, and I'm going to link it below in the description box. And so there's a part where he mentions Romans 8 and 18. And it says that, yes, what we suffer now is nothing compared to the glory he will reveal to us later. And so Joseph has been going through a lot. He has. I'm just going to call it what it is. He has been going through hell and high water. Okay? Like, his brothers sold him into slavery. They already didn't like him. And then they sold him into slavery. They told their father that he was dead. Then when he get to slavery, he working, he thinking he done came out. And then he ends up in jail because somebody lied on him. And now somebody else need him. But they like he's been through a lot. But the crazy thing is, as much as he's been through, he wasn't jaded, he wasn't angry, he wasn't bitter. There's nowhere in the Bible that he said he felt any of those things. But as humans, we feel those things. But the Bible never says that Joseph felt that. And it's crazy, it's crazy to see that he still has the joy of the Lord, that he's still so happy, so he's willing to help everybody. And that's the glory of God showing up right there, because he really didn't have to be like that. He could have been angry. The hometown heroes, that's what I'm gonna call them. The ones that always want to talk about their glory days when they were just this, they was popping, they was out here in these streets, honey. And when they want to talk about that, because now they don't really have too much going on. Now they don't have whatever. There's always people that are like that. And they always talk about their glory days, which is when they was doing a little bit better, right? They always talk about that. And so, but scripture says that the latter shall be greater. And so, when the glory is revealed, you ain't got no choice but to give God thanks for what he's done. Because Joseph, even though he's not in the best situation right now, the fact that he still is who he is and he's still a man of God, that's the glory of God showing up. And I was thinking about something that my first lady said when she was preaching a couple weeks ago. And she said, you can't let what happened to you handle you. And so, Joseph ain't let none of that handle him. Excuse me. I don't really know what I got going on this morning. But Joseph ain't let what happened to him, handle him. And, to be honest, so many people get in bondage because of when they start reflecting and start thinking about how stuff happened. And I'm guilty of it myself. And so we come in bondage about our thoughts about, well, this could have been differently, and this could have been differently, and I could have been somewhere else in life. And I'm sorry, my phone is on loud. And so Easter just passed, and I'm still kind of on a high from Easter. Like this Easter, I don't know what I was on. I just been on something different this year. But I've come to the realization, it's scripture that Jesus came so we can have life and life more abundantly. There is no way that we can have an abundant life in bondage. Like, it's just not going to happen. There's no way you're going to be just as free, like literally physically free or mentally free than you will be if you were in bondage. Like, it just doesn't happen like that. It's not going to be like that. Like, there's no way that we could be in bondage and really experience freedom and an abundant life. You know what I'm saying? And so, Joseph gets tried again in chapter 42. His brothers come back. Now, sometimes I do believe that God puts us back in the same situations to see what we're going to do. Like, did she really grow from this? Is my glory really going to show up in you? Or are you going to let that flesh come out? Like, what you going to do? What are you going to do? And so, Joseph could have easily, by this time Joseph is like back on it. Like he's back on. And he could have easily been like, nah, I ain't helping y'all because y'all sold me. After everything y'all did to me, y'all want me to help you? Nah, we're not doing that. We're not doing that, fam. Like, not at all. Like, he could have easily been like that, but he wasn't. And he could have been like, what y'all do with that money when y'all sold me into slavery? Didn't y'all get paid for that? Y'all could have used that money to go get y'all something to eat. I'm not gonna feed y'all after everything y'all did. Y'all know how many days I went without food because y'all sold me into slavery? Like, he could have been just like that, but he wasn't. And that's where the glory of God was revealed, because I think his brothers knew. They were scared to come talk to him because they knew what they did to him. And they knew how they mistreated him. And they knew how they did him wrong. But Joseph was still Joseph. And that's the glory of God. Like, that is for real. And I'm telling you, like, growth, honestly, is being able to do that. Like, and I'm finna put all my business out there. Like, me and my boyfriend are not on the best of terms right now, because I got some growing to do. I really do. But within this time frame, I've come into contact with every single man that I've dealt with on some kind of level. If we were dating, if we were talking, whatever you want to call it, like if we were like exclusively dating, I've come into contact with all of them within a week's time frame. And it was one of, like, all of them hurt me differently. The last one, he came to my house begging and crying that I forgive him, and I was like, if I was being me, I could have been like, no, I don't forgive you. Nope. Like, you still lying about what happened. So no, I don't forgive you. I could have been like that. I could have been like the other one. You cheated on me. You say you don't even remember that happening. So no, like, what are we having a conversation for? Like, I literally have, and two of the four. One of them lives here. The other one, I didn't even know he was in town, and we ran into each other. I'm like, wait a minute. Like, God was like, what you gonna do? Are you gonna grow from this? Are you gonna still be angry? You still gonna do this? Because I got better for you, but you gotta heal from this right here. Because it's not gonna work. You can't do my work and tell people they need to get out of bondage, and you are still bound by these past relationships. Like, we not doing that. I said, okay, God. I was really upset when I kept running to them. I'm like, why is this happening? Like, I'm not mad at them, but why is this happening to me right now? One right after the other. I got men calling me from prison. I'm like, wait a minute. Like, why are you calling me? But God said, I'm giving you better, but you got to get through this right here first. And so I started to think about, how we have to grow from everything. And like, when I first got saved when I was 18 years old, pastors would preach about faith the size of a mustard seed, and faith, all you need is mustard seed faith, and blah blah blah. And I think I said, seeds are made to be planted, and they're supposed to grow into something that produces something great. Jesus cursed the fig tree because it ain't had no fruit. We're supposed to be fruitful and multiply. So if we have mustard seed faith, and we've been given sunshine, we've been given water or rain, whatever, but we ain't producing nothing, does that mean Jesus is going to curse us too? Like, I really started to think about it. I'm like, they don't talk about that at church. They don't talk about how your faith is supposed to grow. They don't talk about it in that sense. And so, growing your faith to me means going from my will to God's will. And so, like, even in the situation I was telling y'all, I could have easily popped off every single time I came into contact with one of them. Like, I could have easily been like, give me my one. Like, run me my one, because I'm tired of you and I owe you for what you did to me. Like, I really could have whooped your tail that day. Like, for real. Like, I'm telling you, I am a fighter. Like, that is what I do. I fight. My family fights. We all do it. Like, we're all good at it. Like, that is our thing. But I, like, going from literally popping off every time somebody did something to me, to when I got saved, it was like, okay, God, you got to handle this right now, or I'm going to pop off right now. Like, and then we're like, okay, you know what? You taking too long, God. Like, here. You just got to step to the side real quick. I'm gonna put you over here so I don't hurt you, and I'm gonna handle this over here. Like, going from fighting all the time to that, to, you know what, God, I'm just gonna hand this over to you. I'm not even gonna acknowledge that this happened. Like, I'm not even gonna act like I'm gonna handle this, because I know that vengeance is yours. Not saying that I'm gonna do anything out my way to them, but you gotta handle this. God. Like, you gotta handle this, or this flesh gonna come out real quick. Like, and I'm just being honest. That's just how that is growth for me. Like, the fact that I'm not in jail right now for doing something to these people that's come into my life in the last week, and it's that's growth. That's God's glory showing up, because I could have easily been in somebody's prison right now. I'm just gonna be honest, okay? Like, and growth is showing that you can still be better after everything you've been through. Going through heartbreak, trials, poverty, whatever it is, you don't have to settle for where you are mentally, or where you are spiritually, or in your emotions, because of what you've been through. You can grow from that. And that's all I have for you all this week. And thank you so much for watching. And be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye.